Hello, Skywatchers! Welcome to the second week of May 2023. Great Britain has a new king, the European Space Agency has launched a new Signs of Life spacecraft, and 10 days from now, we will have a new moon. I'm Science Ben, this is Stream Into the Void. Let's transport outside and discover what our moon is currently up to. At a few minutes past noon on Tuesday the 9th of May 2023, we cannot spot the moon in the midday sky. Transporting past sunset, just around about 1 o'clock, we can see at the horizon slowly rising up the moon. If we continue on to about 4 o'clock, we can see it rise above the Danville Science Center and will continue its trek across the morning sky until passing the horizon at 10:30. The early morning moon will serve as an excellent mark for spotting planets for the first half of this month. This Saturday morning, May 13th, around 4:30 a.m., we can still discover the moon shining above the Science Center, but this time joined by gas giant Saturn, easily visible with the naked eye. 4 days later in the same direction, the moon ditches Saturn to reach conjunction with both Jupiter and Mercury. Giant Jupiter should be easy to spot, but the light of the rising sun will make spotting Mercury a bit more challenging. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about the sun the night of the 23rd. Just after nightfall, a slight waxing crescent moon illuminates the way to both Venus and Mars. Venus is currently the apparent closest planet to the moon, but the following night, the 24th, Mars takes the title as it reaches lunar conjunction. Returning to tonight's sky at about 10 p.m., facing the northeast, look for a familiar spoon shape flipped upside down to discover the Big Dipper, an asterism that is part of the larger official constellation Ursa Major, or the Big Bear. Follow a line from the edge of the Big Dipper's spoon to reach the North Star Polaris and the tip of the tail of the Little Dipper, officially the outline of Ursa Minor, the Little Bear. An S shape between these two forms the winding star pattern that makes up Draco the Dragon. Legend has it that Draco was swung into the sky by the hero Hercules. Moving up, we find the third brightest star in the night sky, Arcturus, used to locate Boots the herdsman, and just beneath Boots is the aforementioned mighty Greek hero, Hercules. We've discussed each of these star patterns in past Void discussions, but this month I want to point out a lesser well-known constellation that shares this region of space. Between Boots and Hercules, look for a small U-shaped arc of stars to discover Corona Borealis, the northern crown. There is a southern crown, Corona Australis, that resides between Sagittarius the Archer and Scorpius the Scorpion, just a bit below the moon in tomorrow morning's sky. The ancient Greeks saw Corona Australis as a wreath associated with Sagittarius or possibly another centaur, but they saw Corona Borealis as a true crown, specifically the crown bestowed by Dionysus to Ariadne after the latter was abandoned by Theseus during his trial with the Minotaur of Crete. Following their wedding, Dionysus threw the crown into the heavens to commemorate his love for Ariadne. Mesopotamians had a similar view associating the star pattern with Nanaya, the goddess of love. Welsh mythology called the pattern the Castle of the Silver Circle, which was the heavenly home of the Lady Ariadne. Arabs called the constellation Alpheka, meaning separated or broken up, a reference to the stars of Corona Borealis resembling a loose string of jewelry. Bedouins identified it with a phrase that means the dish of the poor people. Some early Native American Pawnees saw the constellation as resembling the smoke hole over a fireplace, the location of which messages were conveyed to the gods, and the manner in which chiefs should come together to discuss matters of importance. Indigenous Shawnee saw the stars as the heavenly sisters who descended each night to dance upon the earth. Australian Aboriginals have some of the best interpretations, viewing the pattern as a boomerang, an eagle's nest, or my favorite from the Wardaman people of northern Australia, as a gathering point for men's laws, women's laws, and the law of all sexes coming together and considering matters of existence. Today we're highlighting the Northern Crown in recognition of this past Saturday's coronation of King Charles III. Astronomically, Corona Borealis spans a rich patch of space containing multiple variable stars, a rare yellow supergiant star, and a quintuple star system containing 3 sun-like stars that have Jupiter-sized exoplanets orbiting them. Northern Crown indeed. The continued discovery of exoplanets further aids excitement around the possibility of discovering life outside of our own planet. The European Space Agency is actively searching for life not on orbiting objects the size of Jupiter, but rather on smaller objects that they themselves orbit the gas giant.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top!
Last month, April the 14th, 3 days after our last void discussion, ESA launched JUICE, the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, aboard an Ariane 5 rocket. As its name suggests, JUICE is on trajectory to the large icy moons of the most moon planet in our system, Jupiter. With 83 recognized moons, Saturn has long held the title of the planet with the most moons, but this past March, 12 additional moons were discovered orbiting Jupiter, making its moon total 96. Discovering moons of Jupiter is nothing new. The creator of the modern telescope, Galileo Galilei, discovered 4 large moons of Jupiter over 400 years ago. It's 3 of these Galilean moons, Ganymede, Callisto, and Europa, that are the ultimate destination of the JUICE spacecraft. After traveling for the next 8 years, JUICE will begin its series of 35 flybys around these ocean-bearing moons before completing its mission with a targeted exploration of the largest, not only of Jupiter, but of the entire solar system, Ganymede. JUICE will be studying the weather and climate of these moons and Jupiter itself, but its most exciting objective is exploring if these moons could or do support life. We thank you for your support and continued interest in space discovery. We hope you'll join us again for next month's Sky Survey, this second Tuesday of June, June the 13th. Until then, keep discovering, and thanks for watching.